31 million Americans are now being warned. 15 states are now asking for their residents to prepare because what is going to happen is less than 2 weeks away. I want to break down what's going on, which actually has the National Guard being called in to multiple cities. We are now seeing city officials are on high alert. We are seeing first responders are coming in and full force, and police officers will be out in numbers as well. There's a big thing happening very soon. I want to explain what's going on, and I'll even show you what it looked like the last time. So make sure you stick around for this entire video, and I'll explain exactly what is going on. All I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. So yes, what is about to happen in less than 2 weeks has happened before. And I want to show you. This is what's going on. I want to show you so you have an idea. This right here, this is a time lapse of a solar eclipse. Okay, I'm just going to talk over it. You can see it right there. It goes from light to completely dark. This was in Antarctica. And what's concerning, what has many people extremely concerned, is that this is one of the first times this is going to happen in many years here in the United States. In any one point on Earth, you see a solar eclipse, or totality is what they call it. This happens once every 400 years. So people that are in this area right here, okay, people that are in this area, or in this is not exact either, but this is fairly close. This is actually from NASA's website. If you are within this area, you should experience totality. This is going to happen on April 8th, 2024. But it's those people in that area that are being warned. And here's a warning from a NASA official where he is actually telling us what we should do. But his warning isn't enough. Others are giving warnings as well. So we'll listen to that.
Make sure you have the proper eye protection, like the Eclipse Glasses. And as you look at the heavens on April the 8th, when the eclipse starts, please put those glasses on.
So he wants people to put on the Eclipse Glasses. If you don't know what those are, here's some right here. Okay, I'll put a link to this down in the description box below. Go and get them. If you live in that area where you are going to experience totality, if you live in that area or you plan to visit that area, make sure you get these. Now, one thing I can tell you is that in the entire United States, you are going to see at least a partial eclipse. I believe in Washington State, where I live, so we're kind of the furthest away, but where I live, we are still expected to see like a 40% or 30% eclipse. So it's still something. It's not going to be 90 or 100%, but it will be close. And they still say that if you are experiencing over a 40%, you should really get these eclipse glasses. But really, if you are ever looking directly into the sun, you should probably have some type of eye protection on. But that is not the only warning. Here's another warning. They say solar eclipse on April 8th is prompting cell phone warnings. You know where? Big cities like Dallas and even like New York. Some are saying that they're expecting a more than 100% increase in their population in the days prior and the day of this April 8th solar eclipse. April 8th is a Monday. Okay? I believe it's a Monday. So if April 8th is a Monday, which it is, the concern here is people are going to flock to those cities on Saturday, stay there for Sunday, and experience that event on Monday. There's a lot of concerns here. Let me list a couple of them off. First, police are now being told they are going to have to station in certain areas sporadically around the city. This is in New York, but it's in other cities as well. Not just large ones, small ones as well. I also say first responders are now being asked to work that day. They will be out in full force. And experts anticipate many accidents as people are pulling over to the side of the road, looking up at the heavens like the NASA administrator said, and they're going to enjoy this event. They'll pull over, maybe some will keep driving, but here's the concern. In order to experience totality, you have to be in a dark place. Well, this is where people are most likely going to shut their lights off while sitting on the side of the road. How safe is that? Well, it's not. That's why some are really concerned. They also say traffic is going to be so bad in certain areas of totality that if you live in this area, plan for it. This is an event that's happening during the day. That's what's so concerning is people are going to leave work. People are going to get out of school. And they are going to go sit on the side of a road, go find a dark place, sit there and wait. Again, it's a problem. Here's something New York is saying though. Look at this. It says New York State Police said they are coordinating with other state, local, and federal law enforcement, emergency, and transportation agencies to prepare for the massive number of visitors coming to the state on April 8th. The crowds are likely to be substantial, officials said, citing the 2017 solar eclipse where some regions experienced a 100% increase in population in the days leading up to and during the eclipse. Yeah, it is going to be a massive event. Now, this is going to impact millions of people. Like I said, 31 million people, according to these reports, live in this area right here. 31 million people. But the amount of people outside that are close are going to travel. Even if they have to travel 50 or 100 miles, they're going to do so. And those that are a little bit further, where they have to travel maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, even 8 hours, well, according to many people, according to transportation officials, they are saying that they are expecting a high number of drivers and travelers this year. Well, this is creating another issue, and it has to do with fuel. This is where some say it is very dangerous because here's what's going on. They say fuel stations are trying to stock up on fuel. They want to have a fuel truck nearby that they can refuel if they need to. The average fuel station, I did a little bit of research, the average fuel station or gas station, whatever you decide to call it, holds between 30 and 40,000 gallons. Now, I asked a friend of mine who I think his family kind of owns a gas station anyway, but he was saying that their gas station, normally they don't get a full truck. They normally don't get a whole tanker full of 30,000 gallons of fuel. And they don't do that because they usually don't need it. And so in this instance, they are not going to buy a full fuel tank. They're just not going to do it. I think a full fuel tanker, I believe he says like 50 or 55 feet long, something like that. Anyway, the average vehicle holds about 14 gallons. So if you do the math, let's say it's a smaller fuel station, holds 30,000 gallons. The average car holds between 10.5 and 8.5 gallons. We'll just say 14. Well, that means roughly 2,100 vehicles can fill up off this one fuel station. That is where some are saying that we're not going to see fuel stations in smaller areas. They're not going to get a truck in the day before. What's going to happen is they're going to hopefully sell out and they will simply shut down, and then they'll get a truck in on their normal day. This could actually leave you stranded. So here's the one piece of advice that officials are giving us is to make sure you fuel up. Fuel up the day before or days before this event so that you are not left hanging. Because if you are stuck in a small town without any fuel, your only option is to stay there and wait until you can get some gas. And for some, in some areas, it might be a few days. So that's what we're hearing at this time. Again, a lot of people are concerned about this April 8th date. For me, it's just another day. But again, I live in Washington State, very far from this event. And for me, I'm not too concerned about going to see it. But I know other people are. They really want to see it because, again, for many, this could be a once-in-a-lifetime event. So that's what we know at this time. Again, as soon as I know more, I promise, I'll come back on and share all the latest news and updates. But that is what we know as of today. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing. I'll see you guys on the next one.